Hey Mackenzie, I'm gonna do I'm gonna do some more Bible verses, but they're the ones I kind of did yesterday. But I'm just gonna go over them. Actually, there's was it like I'm gonna go cause it was Ephesians 4, verses 26 and 27. I'm gonna do those, and then I'm gonna kind of I don't know, like intertwine or correlate or whatever, however you want to put it. Verses 31 and 32. I'm gonna do that because I can definitely see. I didn't see that yesterday when I read it, but I mean, as I was reading it today, I saw something that maybe, I don't know. I just felt like maybe I could share it with you or something. Um, because like I said, these videos are, I really kind of, don't really have too much to say to you beyond what I've already said. I mean, I don't really know what else I can say besides, I mean, I'm sure somewhere along the way something else will come to mind, but I mean, I've said so much. I mean, so I'm sure something else will come to my mind, something. Um, but hey, I mean, I care about you, and this world has no problem pumping your brain full of trash, so I may as well, give you the opportunity to munch on something nutritious. So, this is Ephesians chapter 4, and verse 20, wait, what is it? Yeah, verse 26. Let me see, because I got these things that kind of, all right, it says, and don't sin by letting anger gain control over you. Don't let the sun go down while you are still angry. And then verse 27 goes, for anger gives a mighty foothold to the devil. And then, well, actually, no, when it's like verse 26 and 27 kind of, I mean, if you look at it the wrong way, it's not saying to not get angry. I mean, you can get angry. I mean, even like in the Bible, God got angry. So I mean, you can definitely get angry. It's not anger. It's what you do with it. I mean, anger is an emotion. If it wasn't meant, it's meant as like more of a it's kind of like an alarm system. I mean, there's different types of anger. Anger is caused, like there's anger that's caused by injustice. That's called righteous anger, when someone does something to you that you don't deserve, like maybe somebody steals something from you or talks behind your back, gives you, tries to tarnish your reputation or something. I don't know, just like slanders your name or something. And the Bible talks about slander too, like that's not cool. So I mean, I'm not trying to tell you what to do or what, anything. I'm just trying to look out for you. I mean, I don't really know your personality, so I can't really, gauge you or anything. So when I say this stuff, I'm not at all. I mean, you can't possibly sit here and think that I'm, like calling you off, right? Because I don't know you, so I don't know. I'm just, you know, in case you do gossip, because I mean, it's, I mean, it is what it is. High school is high school. I mean, I'm sure your school is jam packed full of dudes too. I mean, dudes gossip too. I mean, it is what it is. You think that guys just sit around all day and no, like, maybe they're not as bad with it as female. Well, some of them are, but nonetheless, I mean, it's just a human thing. I mean, people do it, but it's not right. So, I mean, do whatever you want to do. I'm just saying. I mean, um, but I mean, anger is there's different types of anger. Anger that's caused by fear. Anger that's caused by injustice. Anger that's caused by um, just all kinds of stuff. Um, so I mean, there's nothing wrong with being angry. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, somebody might say, well, I mean, I could I could look at these verses and maybe think that God is saying that, well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being angry. I mean, if there was something wrong with it, well, he wouldn't allow us to have those emotions. But like I said, I mean, it's not the emotions, what you do with it, and what to do is just to give it to him. I mean, that's not the easiest thing in the world to do. Like, I mean, if somebody really does you wrong, then that could take some time. But I mean, this stuff here is basically for somebody who's already like walking with him, somebody who's in a relationship with him. I mean, you know, I don't know you. I don't know where you are. I have no clue if you're even interested in this stuff at all. I don't even know. But I mean, I'm just doing it because this world is just it's I'm not talking bad about people. I'm just talking about the weight of the world is just trash. I mean, it's trash. I mean, it's trash. I mean, just the reality shows and I mean, they pump your head full of Kanye West and the whatever Kardashian he's. I mean, come on, man, really? I don't know. Whatever. So I figured maybe I don't know, give you some, some godliness to ingest, you know. Maybe kind of balance out that trash that, the world wants to pump into my daughter's brain. But anyways, I mean, hey, look, I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to act like I'm perfect, because I'm not. I mean, definitely not. I mean, do I like to have fun? Absolutely, absolutely. Um, but there's such thing in life called balance. I mean, if you garbage in, garbage out. I mean, if you take in too much of this world, well, you're going to become, you know you are what you eat, basically. If you munch on trash all the time, really, I mean, you know um so I'm just basically trying to help you. I mean, really, I don't really know what else to do with you at this point, so I'm just looking for stuff to do. So I figured, hey, I mean, why not? I love you, so I mean, I'm just trying to do my best here. But anyways, yeah, I mean, don't ever think that it's, there's nothing wrong with being angry. um but and the kind of anger that God was experiencing was righteous anger. People were like swindling money, or like, using a temple. People like, I would have to go back, and it was, people were creating crimes with money. And he got mad, and he started tipping over tables. I mean, that's God. I mean, if there were some, it was if there were such, I mean, if anger was a bad thing, then why was God being angry? And then, like, not to mention, people get angry every day. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's just. And then the second half of the verse says, kind of like what I was just talking about. Don't let the sun go down while you are still angry. In other words, like, I just, be angry, but let it go. Let God take care of it. And then verse 27 says, "For anger gives a mighty foothold to the devil." And that might sound like a lot of hocus pocus to people, but I mean, look at the world out there. You think that's just people being people? Well, that's, I don't know. But yeah, that's verse 27. Verse 31 says, no, I'm kind of correlating 26, what was it, 26, 27 to 31 and 32. So I'm going to skip down. I'll reread 26 and 27. It says, and don't 26 and 27 says, and don't, wait, let me see here. Wow, this is real messy. Hang on. Okay. And don't sin by letting anger gain control over you. Don't let the sun go down while you are still angry. And then verse 27 says, "For anger gives a mighty foothold to the devil." And then I'm going to skip down to verse 31, which says, "Get rid of all bitterness, rage, anger, harsh words, and slander, as well as all types of malicious behavior." And then verse 32 says, instead be kind to each other, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, just as God through Christ has forgiven you. Now, forgiveness through God is not just for like a select few people. Like some people teach that God came down and just died for a few people. That's dumb, because that means that God made expendable people, meaning God just made people that were destined for hell anyways. Like that's not true. That's a lie. Don't be believing that. I mean, most people won't come to God because a lot of people, make this world their home. Unfortunately, they don't, like it's in our nature. Um, like we were all created to you know, just do it God's way. We were all created to, we were all created for God. That's our purpose. Like, I mean, did you ever wake up and wonder why you're here? Well, that's why you're here. For the same reason I'm here and everyone else is here. But unfortunately, most people just want to live for themselves. I mean, yeah, God gave us, free will and stuff like that. But I mean, that's not. I mean, of course, like when you walk with God, it doesn't mean that, you just like God is kind of like some person, like you're just a puppet and God's pulling the strings. Like that's no. You just kind of read the Bible and pray and have a relationship with him, and he'll talk to you, not audibly obviously, but just you learn to kind of maybe it could be circumstantial, like your circumstances, or just you just learn as you go along. Like I mean, it's a personal relationship. I mean, the way he communicates with me might be different from the way he communicates with somebody else, and it probably is. It's a personal relationship. God created you. He knows exactly how to speak to you. So and not every, you know, like God, like a lot of people think that it's God really communicating with them when it's really not. So you have to use discernment. But I mean, God, God will help you with that. So it's not like you have to figure things out yourself. I mean, this probably sounds really really weird too. That's why I'm kind of just I feel funny. I mean, it's not that I don't feel funny talking to you about this stuff, but I mean, I don't know. I just know how people kind of get with this stuff. So I just like I don't know. Like I definitely want to talk to you about it. I do, but you know. Um, but you know what? I'm gonna continue to do it because I mean this world is. I mean I don't like I said. I just want to try to maybe give you some uplifting stuff to think about or whatever. I don't know, or not. I mean at least give you the you know um, give you a choice. Um, but let me see here. So yeah, that's verse 31 and 32. I don't think I read 32. Yeah, I did. Yeah, and verse 32 says, "Instead, be kind to each other, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, just as God through Christ has forgiven you." So, I mean, forgiving one another. A lot of people think about forgiveness. Forgiveness is so like misunderstood in today's culture. Like people think that forgiveness is just well, like I have to condone the person's behavior, or if I forgive them, then that means that they're just kind of skating by, or like maybe if I forgive them, that's just my way of you know I don't want the other person to just misunderstand my forgiveness and think that I'm condoning their behavior, or to like to the other person that might be like I don't want the other person to just it's like a prideful thing. That's why we don't want to forgive, and it is hard because the longer you sit on it, the harder it is to. And obviously the deeper of the offense, like the harder somebody stomps on your face, the harder it is to let go a lot of times. But yeah, I mean forgiveness is it's definitely important, and it's very very misunderstood. Like I said, I mean people don't want to forgive because they think it's weak. It's very very healthy to forgive, and forgiveness could be a process too. I mean, don't let anybody ever tell you that forgiveness means reconciliation. It doesn't mean reconciliation. A lot of times it does, But sometimes you gotta love people from far away. I know people in my life who I had to forgive, and sometimes you gotta love people from far away. Sometimes people are poisonous. Um, I mean.